Hello, hi, and welcome back to the Strategic Magic Podcast. I'm your host, Blue, and I am a business astrologer and strategist here to help you use astrology so that you can start, grow, and scale your online business. As always, I'm super excited to be back with yet another episode of the podcast. And today we're going to be breaking down an essential framework that you need in order to grow and scale your business with astrology. So if you want to know what that is, then keep listening. I really hope that you've enjoyed the Master Your Midheaven mini-series here on the podcast over the last few weeks. If you missed it, Master Your Midheaven is my 3-part mini-series where I break down what your midheaven is and how you can link it to your business. So over the last few weeks, I've been breaking down the midheaven signs, the ruling planet, as well as the house that your midheaven is in. There's so much that you can do with the midheaven, and just knowing where it's placed in your birth chart is just the first step. But I want to go a step further, because now that you have begun to master your midheaven by understanding where it's placed in your birth chart, I know you have so many questions. And the biggest question of them all, of course, is how exactly do I use this in my business? How do I use my midheaven specifically to grow and scale my business? This is a really big question to answer. Initially, I thought that I could address it in just a single episode of the podcast or a single YouTube video. I thought that I could address it in the last part of the Master Your Midheaven series, but as I took the time to really break down how I wanted to address this question, it became so clear that this is a program all of its own. And this is the whole reason why I frame my work around the midheaven. So with this, I'm super excited to announce that I am launching a brand new program called the Midheaven Method, and it's going to walk you through exactly how to answer this question. The Midheaven Method is all about using your midheaven as a guide to start, grow, and scale your service-based online business. And I'm super excited for this because it is truly going to make your online business not just more simple and more successful, but more aligned to who you are and what it is that you want to do. So this episode is a breakdown of the main part of the Midheaven Method, which is this framework that I've developed called the Midheaven-Based Business Design. So knowing where your midheaven is placed in your birth chart is really the first step. This is the introduction, right? But bridging that gap between knowing what your midheaven is in astrology and then actually strategizing to use it in your business requires you to get in a different mindset. That's where the Midheaven-Based Business Design framework really comes into play. So this is a 4-part framework that I've designed to address bridging that gap, right? It's the essential parts of your business foundations that can be answered by being guided by your midheaven. So I'm going to be breaking down what that framework is and give you just a little bit of a taste as to what we'll be deep diving into inside of the Midheaven Method course, which you can actually sign up for in the show notes and description box below. The Midheaven-Based Business Design framework is less about following this step-by-step framework and process, and it's more so about how to make the process of bringing your midheaven into your business strategy so simple that it's going to work no matter what your midheaven is in, no matter what sign it's placed in, or the house, or the ruling planet, or the specific combination in your chart. You can take this framework and apply it to your business, your exact midheaven placement, and it will work for you. And not only that, it will help to make your business so much more simple to run, so much more streamlined and successful. But most importantly, it's going to be 100% attuned to you. It's going to be designed entirely around what it is that you want to do, how you best do it, and the unique way that you are designed astrologically to bring that forward. So following this framework is really going to free up so much time and energy. I've experienced it myself in experimenting with this framework as I've been designing it through my own business. And it feels like a massive unloading off of my shoulders. I can't even tell you. And so the Midheaven Method is going to be the space where we work together to walk through this entire framework. So let's get into it. What are the 4 steps of the Midheaven-Based Business Design framework? So the Midheaven-Based Business Design framework is as follows. The first step is to identify your aligned business path. The second step is to define your unique business model. The third step is to craft your selling strategy. And the fourth part is to structure your business backend. So all 4 of these parts of the framework work together in order to create the momentum needed to execute on the Midheaven Method. So let's dive into it, starting with the first part of the framework, identify your aligned business path. This is the most crucial part to the entire process. And if you take nothing else away from this framework, this is the step that I want you to focus on, okay? Identifying your aligned business path really requires you to begin the process of Master Your Midheaven, which is why I started with the mini series. I wanted you to get a taste of what that alignment actually looks like. So it starts with identifying, okay, where is my midheaven placed in my chart? What sign is it in? What house is it in? What is the ruling planet? Those are the 3 essential things you need to know about your midheaven before you can move forward with anything. And when you're taking in that information, it's helping you to see that your midheaven is unique to you. It's a specific part of your chart that is designed around your unique brilliance, how you are astrologically designed to thrive. And when you combine that with where you are in business, really making the decisions to figure out, do I want to be a coach, a consultant, a service provider? What is the actual structure of online business that I want to have? Your midheaven can be a guide to understanding that. So by zoning in on the essentials of your midheaven, by focusing in on what your midheaven sign is, the house that it's placed in, as well as the ruling planet. This helps you to make better decisions around identifying what your aligned business path actually looks like. So for me, this was the biggest aha moment that I have experienced through this method. It's helped me to identify that actually I don't need to do all of the things. I recognize that sometimes I get into these cycles, right, of feeling really stretched thin and burnt out and exhausted and trying to keep up with other people's ideas of what success looks like, other people's ideas of what a successful online business looks like. And the fact of the matter is, as someone that has a Taurus midheaven, I'm not astrologically designed to have a million things going in my business. I'm designed to best thrive in having a simple and sustainable and streamlined business. And for me, that really looks like focusing in on a more minimalist business path, honing in on a signature program versus having a bunch of little tiny offers that I go through and create on a fly. It's channeling all my energy, or a majority of my energy, around the offer that best executes my expertise, around the marketing channel or marketing platform that best allows me to reach my people, and honing in on the specific things that make the best use out of my personal strengths. That's why I focus so much on YouTube and the podcast. That's where my strengths lie. Those are the platforms that I focus in on. And because my business is able to be sustained just by focusing in on these 3 things, the Midheaven Method, my YouTube, and my podcast, I don't need to be everywhere. I don't need to be on every single platform. I don't need to have a ton of tiny offers and constantly launching. My business can be sustained through that, and it's aligned through my midheaven energy. And so really honing in on mastering your midheaven is that first step to identify what your aligned business path actually looks like. What do the yeses in your business actually look like? And maybe even getting inspiration from what it is that you don't want your business to be. That helps you to identify what your aligned business path is. But it requires you, no matter what the answer is, to make decisions around what you want your business to be. What is your vision of success? What does that actually look like for you? What kind of life do you want to live outside of business? All right, that's a huge, huge factor in understanding what your aligned business path actually is. Again, for me, having a successful business is less about the numbers and the revenue and the nitty gritty inside. Those are like important details, but it's more so about aligning to the vision of success that allows me to feel safe and secure when I log off of being online and working on my business. It's being able to have a full shift at my day job and knowing and trusting that my business can run successfully in the background, even while I'm at my day job, completely offline. It is the freedom to say, I want to travel around, right? And go on a trip, and I don't want to necessarily be online, but I know my clients are being taken care of. I know my offer is working consistently. I know that my marketing and my messaging and everything is doing what it needs to do to operate and continue to run. That's what success looks like for me. So getting clear on your vision of success is a crucial part to understanding what your aligned business path actually looks like. Beginning to make decisions on what you want your business to be, and not just falling into the trap of following what you are perceiving other people to do, because they might be designed in a completely different way to you. So that is the first step of the framework, identifying what your aligned business path is and making a decision and a commitment to bringing that vision to life. The second part of the Midheaven-Based Business Design framework is to define your unique business model. So now that you've identified what your aligned business path actually looks like, it's time to take that a step further and connect that to the business model that best supports that. So we've kind of already done that work in step one, but we're really like focusing in on that with this second step of the framework. This is really about zeroing in and making decisions on what your business model is actually going to be. What is the structure of the container for your business? And what is that actually going to look like? So for some people, that may be best focused on creating digital products. That might best be a focus for other people with one-on-one offers. And for other people, that may look like having a focus on group offerings. So again, your midheaven becomes a really important factor in making these decisions because it helps to take away that outside pressure and allow you to have that inner guidance to come back to when it feels like it's more difficult to make these decisions. But because you've done the work with that first step of aligning your business path and recognizing what your vision of success actually looks like, all you're doing is connecting to the business model that best supports that. That's it. It becomes so simple when you break it down in that way. So I really want you to focus in on when it comes to defining your unique business model, first really considering what is your aligned business path? What is your vision of success? And then looking at, if I had to choose just one business model that best supports this, what does that one business model actually look like? We're really going to spend a lot of time breaking all of this down inside of the Midheaven Method. But ultimately, defining your unique business model is really about choosing the structure that is going to best support your vision of a successful business that is supported by both your experience as a business owner and also through your midheaven. So that is the second part of the framework. The third step in the Midheaven-Based Business Design framework is to craft your sales strategy. So this is where we're getting into the fun details of really making decisions around what your offers are going to be, your marketing, and your visibility strategy. That is your sales strategy. And without having sales structured into your business, then it's really hard to maintain that business over time. So crafting your sales strategy, again, really looks at and considers that vision for success in your business, and then also how you're astrologically designed and brings both of these things together in order to create what your signature offer is going to be in a way that you're excited to show up for your business and you have the container to show up and lead your clients in a way that best suits how you're designed. So maybe you do your best work in a one-on-one container. There's so many misconceptions for how you can actually scale and grow a one-on-one container. And if you're best designed to work with your clients in that way, then do that. Have one-on-one work be your signature offer. If you do your best work working in a group container, right, there are specific ways to elevate that based on your Midheaven design. There's so many different ways that you can play with this, as well as allowing your Midheaven to help you make crucial decisions on the primary platforms that you need to be on. I don't care how multi-passionate you are, you do not need to be on every single platform. And in fact, it is more important than ever that business owners are making decisions on all these aspects of their business, but especially around where they're going to hone in. You get so much farther when you can put 80% of your effort towards one thing versus spreading it across multiple different things. And then with your offers and marketing strategy, that can combine to create momentum for your visibility strategy. So really taking into consideration, are there marketing efforts that you are incorporating outside of your primary marketing channel that can help you to gain momentum and to reach your ideal clients, creating this circular flywheel that your business can operate even when you're not working. So that is the third part of the process. The fourth step in the Midheaven-Based Business Design framework is to structure your business backend. Once you've identified your aligned business path, designed your unique business model, and have begun to craft your sales strategy, it's time to structure your backend so that you have the support sustaining you in order to continue in your business. So this is really building momentum from the decisions that you've made from the other three parts, and is looking at what is required to maintain your business. What do you actually need to invest in? Maybe that's looking at hiring other people and making decisions around what roles you truly need in your business. Or maybe it's hiring technology and it's looking at, instead of investing in all these different platforms, like how can we make the most out of making those crucial decisions for your business. This is really looking at each piece of what is required for your business foundations and honing in on exactly what you need in order for your specific business to run based on your unique astrology, because your astrology chart can support all of this. So inside of the Midheaven Method, this is really going to help you become not just a more aligned business owner, but one that is feeling super supported and ready to take on moving your business to the next level and aligning it to your unique astrology. By the end of the program, you're going to be able to move forward with your existing or upcoming business in a way that feels completely aligned to you. So it's not just about having a successful business where you have a ton of clients or you're going viral, but it's really about honing in on your unique strengths, your astrological guidance, and building a business that's completely centered around your unique brilliance that allows you to execute on your goals without sacrificing why you started this business in the first place. So if any of this resonated for you, if you're ready to take the next step in mastering your Midheaven and really bringing it into your business strategy, then I want to invite you to join me inside of the Midheaven Method. I am so excited for this program, and I'm really excited for you to join me inside the container as well. All of the details to join me inside of the Midheaven Method can be found in the description show notes below. I can't wait to see you inside the course and, of course, on the next episode. Bye.